Hello VC, it's Eric. I'm back with another vinyl video. This time around I'm going to talk about a couple 7 inches. 7 inch records are something that I collected a lot of in the 90s as part of the high energy rock and roll and punk scene. There were a lot of 7 inches around. I put out a couple of myself on a label my brother and I ran called Reanimator Records. Maybe someday down the line I'll talk about some of that stuff. You can find our records on Interpunk and Discogs if anybody wants to check that stuff out. But today we're going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite bands, one of the only favorite bands of mine still going, The Forbidden Dimension. They were from Calgary, Canada, or are, I should say, from Calgary, Canada. Long-running, high-energy 70s rock meets 60s garage rock meets 70s and 80s punk rock. Think Screaming Lord Sutch, Screaming Jay Hawkins, Rocky Erickson, a little bit of the Misfits, a lot of the Cramps, a lot of the Gun Club, all that kind of good stuff, a lot of Blue Oyster Cult. So, the first 7 inch was called Into the Forbidden Dimension. They had the main guy in the band, Mr. Tom Bagley, who I did a video about his artwork, was in a band called Color Me Psycho, and as that kind of imploded, he morphed into a project called The Forbidden Dimension. And his songs were like little audio comic books. You can see Graveyard Line, The Little Red Schoolhouse, 13 Bloody Graves, and Crawling Eye. Great stuff, great artwork, very cool. There's only about 5 or 6 7 inches they put out, so if you're looking to get into something collectible that's got cool art, this is one that I recommend keeping your eye open for and looking out for. So that's the 7 inch cover, and it came with this little sheet. Well, let's get this the right direction. This little sheet of information, but also kind of shows you all the things that they were into, 70s comic books and horror magazines, all that kind of fun stuff. The actual 45 has cool disc art on it, so that's cool. And that was the first one. The next one that came out was this one, Creepsville 99. Once again, 5 fast, cool songs. You know, the cover here is a little heavier. The band was using really limited recording style, using 4 tracks in early, cheap, available studios, so they could get their stuff done quickly and with a lot of energy and fun. This is the disc art on that one. Mention. So from there, they hooked up with a subsidiary of Cargo Records called Fist Puppet out of Chicago. Now Tom had done a cover for the band Manor Astroman, who, if you're looking for another 90s band to collect the 7 inches by, Manor Astroman's another one that's highly recommended. And his style is becoming a lot more of what it would evolve into, 1950s style, thick line animation mixed with 60s, 70s horror. I think that's supposed to be like William Castle, the great movie mogul, there on the front. And you start to see the pyramid with the crossbone symbol start appearing. You know, it's on the back there. You start seeing some of the iconography that he started using over and over. That's the first one that I got. I got it from Cargo. This is the 7 inch. It's not really exciting, except there's a little Marvin the Martian stamp on there for some reason. Never noticed that before. So then you get to Easter Everywhere. I'm sorry, Halloween Everywhere. There was me, that's the deal, right? This is the image of the Easter Everywhere album cover from the 13th Floor Elevators. And on the back, you get another cool piece of art. These are great songs, too. Just little audio comic books, fun. Not quite novelty, not quite full-out horror punk. And I'm going to point out here that you can see there's like some ring wear. That's on the bag, not on the actual sleeve of the 7 inch. The 7 inch did not have anything on the label, and it's on red vinyl. So then you get the No Sleep Till Altamont cover, which, if you know the reference, you're probably chuckling to yourself. The logo style is done in the Metal Hurlant, which was the French magazine that spawned heavy metal. There's the back of it. And that is the first appearance of a cover song there. The last track, Don't Talk to Me, is actually a G.G. Allin track. I pulled this one out because it's got a actual first interior printing of information and a photo of the band. And I should point out the band members' names are Jackson Fibes, Carl Pagan, Rudy Roo Morg, Bloody Holly, Virginia Dentata, B.T. Bonham, Lars Bonfire, Larry Van Halen were all, this is the disc for that one, were all names of members of the band. Great horror puns. So then we get to All About Evil. This one came out around the time of their album Somebody Down There Likes Me, which is my favorite of their records. And the back, you get these kind of zombie jet fighter pilots in space. You get a cover, once again, of Blue Oyster Cult, this time Blue Oyster Cult Starway to the Stars. Great song. And this one was on this cool bubblegum pink vinyl. A little bit of color splatter in there. And then the final 7-inch is I Kiss Your Shadow with this great blue 70s horror, 60s horror looking cover, and on the back as well, you can see the dagger there from The Evil Dead, and Ray Dennis Schlecker, who was a exploitation film director back in the 70s. He made stuff like The Thrill Killers and The Doll Squad. If you know anything about that era of exploitation film, you'll know his voice. Or you'll know him, I should say. He was actor in on blue vinyl. And this one, get back in the sleeve there, actually came with this little card, which is Mr. Bagley and his son. I think this kid's old enough to drive now, which is kind of scary. So one of the reasons I'm talking about this now, in addition to the fact that it's my favorite band and they're 7 inches and I think they're really cool, and if you see them at your local record store somewhere, pick them up, is this 2 CD set just came out, Every Twisted Tree Watches As You Pass. Now this can be found on Spotify if you want to check it out. This is the first record, or first release by Sound Escaping Records out of Canada there. So you can find them on Facebook. Highly recommend, if any of this stuff appeals to you, that you support them. This is their first record, first CD release, and as anybody who's ever put out an album knows, it can be difficult to get people on board. So check it out on Spotify. See if you like the music, and then support this compact disc. So, Forbidden Dimension, a band I love. It's not that far off that we're going to be in the Halloween season. Great music for that. I don't think there's anything in their music that's really offensive for children. Definitely not for teenagers and young adults. So, and it's not particularly gory. It's a lot of fun. There's instrumental tracks in there as well. There's kind of surf and garage, and even if you don't like one style of song, there's a rockabilly tune coming up, or there's a hard rock song coming up, or there's a 50s style rocker coming up. So, moving on to the bands you should know. This is a band called Razor Eater. It's out of Ontario, Canada. The only thing they ever put out was this cassette tape, this 7-inch. And they were on a compilation that I put out that had a couple of tracks from this on it. Great, straight ahead, fun horror punk, rockin' tunes, well worth checking out. If you stumble across either of these in your local record store, well worth checking out and picking up. And because people like the colored vinyl there, this is on cool green vinyl. So, this is Eric. Subscribe if you are digging what I'm doing. Like if you like this video. Leave comments below. I'm going to link to the Facebook page for Sound Escaping Records, so you can check that out. All that good stuff. Catch you all next time.